happening, guys? So we're back again. And obviously we've got the new Premier League fixtures that have come out. So we're going to get into it. And yeah, as I said earlier, as I told you, man, earlier, Teta's time's coming. Yeah, I called it. But let me just not start this without the proper intro. You know what I mean? Because we've got past that intro. Now we need to get past the other one. So, you know, give me a moment.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
I heard this from a friend of a friend's friend. This is a good friend of mine. He called me last night and said this happened. He bumped into Andrea Berta in central London yesterday. And he walked up to him and was like, "Are you Andrea Berta, new Arsenal sporting director?" He was like, "Yeah, I am." Andrea Berta shows him his lock screen. He's got an Arsenal badge on his lock screen. He's like, "Yeah, this is a picture of my friend Sean Andrea Berta in central London last night, right?"
Big up.
So I called him. I was like, "Mate, you met Andrea Berta?" He was like, "You never guess what he said." I was like, "What did he say?" He was like, so I said to him, like,
Stop the cap.
"You know, what's going on? Who are we signing?" Andrea Berta said to him, "Who do you want?" And he said, "Look, a lot of the talk this week has been around Sesko. Like, what's going on with that?" And he kind of shook his head and he was a bit like, And he says, and Sean said to Andrea Berta, "Personally, I want Gyökeres." Andrea Berta goes like this for a fist bump and he goes, "You got him." Fist bumps him and then walks off.
Who the fuck is this asshole? Stop the cap.
So look, I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's just being a nice guy, if he's, you know, just being like, yeah, like whatever, you're just a fan. But look, that's a bit of a match.
Shut the fuck up.
And until we get Mikel Arteta out of this club, we're continuously going to be a swinging pendulum.
God damn.
And until we get the owners out of this club, we're never going to get the investment needed to win a Champions League or a league title.
Hey, man. Well, cheers to the new start of the season, you get me? Because fixtures are looking a bit booky, you get me? Got the nice one again, the hot mango one. Anyways, so our fixtures have come in. And big up to Digital Drifter in the building. Tough start to this season for Arsenal, not going to lie. I mean, there's people making conspiracies that, oh, well, this has all been set up, mate. Well, I mean, Arsenal, Man U never meet each other at the start of the season, mate. Like that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not here for the conspiracies. And I'm a conspiracy kind of guy, yeah? I will listen to it. But at the same time, fam, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. I'd understand a conspiracy on these fixtures if it was a case of Man United were fighting for the league title at the same time. Yeah? Because let's put it this way, yeah? Because people want to say, oh, well, no, it's a fix, man. They're doing that on purpose. When have you ever seen two teams in the Champions League face each other on the first game of the season? You rarely see it, if you do at all. When's the last time that happened? Yeah? Because I think, was it the 2012-13 season? We had Liverpool at Anfield. That was at the beginning of the season. I can't remember if it was it might have been the first game, or was it 2010-11? It might have been the 2010-11 season. We had Liverpool right at the start anyway. And we were in the Champions League, but I don't know if they were. Well, if it's 2009-10, I think Liverpool were in the Champions League. So that might have been the last time, if that game did play the first game of our first game of the season. Yeah. When we faced, was it Unai Emery season? We had Chelsea and Man City at the start of the season. No, we had Man City, then we had Chelsea at the start of Unai Emery season. We were in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to see Arsenal against Man City in the first game of the season today. You only see it if we're not in the Champions League. Us getting Man U at the start of the season does nothing for me in terms of, you know, I see it as, when you look at Man United finishing, 15th, whatever they finished last season, that's the equivalent of us facing Stoke away at the first game of the season. Don't forget, Man United are playing round 2 of the EFL Cup, fam. That's how early these man are in the EFL Cup. Yes, so we're bound to get a mid-table club on the first game of the season. You know what I mean? These conspiracies, man. Get out of here, man. You know what I mean?
Stop the cap.
We obviously paid someone for our favourite start. I don't know anybody else's start to the season, to be fair. I don't know if I don't know what Chelsea's are. But I'm not here to listen to it's a because man like Terry Tell, you get me? He put a video on his football Terry Flu's TV channel, which I didn't know existed, by the way. He was talking about the video that I want to react to is him talking about how Arsenal doing nothing right now is a game changer, basically. So we're gonna get into that. And I seen a clip on X of him talking about basically the conspiracy that this is done on purpose. Arsenal getting Man U in the first game of the season so that whoever fails in the game, for example, then the media can hound them and say, "Oh, well, this, that, and the other," and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Has anybody broken down what I have yet? If Man U were a top 4 fighting side or whatever, yeah, the chances of them getting us at the first game of the season is minimal. That's what we've seen for years. I mean, the top teams tend to get a mid-table side on the first game of the season, usually. I mean, when you see 2 big sides going at it, one of them ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? Man U aren't doing shit. When Chelsea faced Liverpool, Chelsea weren't doing shit. Man City, when we faced Man City first game of the season, we weren't doing shit. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. You know what I mean? Let Liverpool be a mid-table side. You'll see Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United or something. First game of the season or some shit. You know what I mean? You'll see that. You know what I mean? So if there's any conspiracy, it's that. In my opinion. But we're going to look at the fixtures. Let me just load it up here. In fact, what I'll do, let me turn on, what do you call it? Yeah, turn. Right. Okay, why isn't it doing what I want it to do? Yeah, now it is. So let's have a look at the fixtures. If I can just so I'll share my screen. Oh shit, I clicked deny by accident. Hold on. This is why I hate when things pop up in front of your face. Like, fuck off, you know what I mean? Later, gosh. Just let me share my thing, man. I don't want to have to quit. All right, this is annoying me now. All I want to do is share that. Right, I might have to pop out for a second in terms of quit this so I can get the permission to share it. So give me 2 seconds. Computers are so fucking annoying. What's going on? What is going on? Right, quit, reopen. Right, I'm back now. Right, so we can get on with what I was gonna do. Big up to Warren. Big up. Have I missed much apart from the fixtures came out? I've only just started this stream, so we're gonna get into it. And I need to react to two bit of Terry Flewers as well. So, Mudge got found guilty of doping. Oh, is that? I just seen the news. I saw him on the TV. I didn't know what was going on. Chelsea going to terminate his contract and make him pay out his remaining 6 years. Oh, Jesus Christ, ass. Nah, he is done for. He's done. Doing a great job showcasing how our season might start. It's going to be the end of this manager, I'm telling you. And we're going to get into the fixtures. Did the same to Adrian Mutu back in the day. Well, it's sticking by policy. Sticking by the policy, you know what I mean? You know, if players are doping and that, you know what I mean? You can't be doing that. Anyways, let me share my screen. So you guys should be looking at. Why isn't it showing anything? Right. So got Man United at the start of the season. First game of the season. Manchester United away. Right. The big conspiracy. They're doing it on purpose to try and we're going to get into that. But we go to Old Trafford on Sunday, the 17th of August, 4:30 kickoff. Yeah. Then the next Saturday, we are at home to Leeds United, newly promoted Leeds United at 3 p.m. Then on the 30th of August, we go to Anfield. We go to Anfield. That ain't going to be a 3 o'clock kickoff. I don't even know why they're doing that, putting it there that early. That ain't going to be no 3 o'clock kickoff. Then we start September at home to Nottingham Forest. Yeah, so when you look at those fixtures in August, how many points do you expect? Because some people look at it and say, I expect 4 points from that, meaning that we Manu probably be a draw because we know how they turn up against us, beat Leeds United and lose to Liverpool. That's the expectations. But then when you look at it, we haven't lost against the top 6 side for a good while, mate. So, yeah, maybe 9 points from that. Who knows? Then we start September with Forest at home. I don't think Forest are going to be the same side that they were last season, but we'll see. Then it's Manchester City, which is not going to be a 3 o'clock kickoff. We're at home to them. The team that we slapped 5-1 last season, you know, that's what, you know, you get fans turning around saying, well, because we did it to Real Madrid, that's going to take cloud over, you know, this thumping that we gave them last season. And then we go to Newcastle. We haven't won there for a good while. Lost our last 3 in all comps at St. James's Park. Then West Ham in October. We start October against West Ham at home. West Ham, who have beaten us the last 2 times at the Emirates Stadium, by the way. Then we go to Fulham, another fixture that we haven't been good in recent times. Then we host Crystal Palace. For some reason, I've got a feeling we're going to lose that game. I don't know why, but I just got that feeling that Palace might be what West Ham are to us at the Emirates. And that's the last game of October. So that's just in time for Halloween, guys. Then we start November away at Burnley. Newly promoted side, we usually beat them. You know what I mean? Then another newly promoted side away from home against Sunderland. First time back up in the Premier League since, 2017, I think? Well, whenever it was that they went down. Then the first time meeting the Europa League champions, our North London rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, on Saturday, the 22nd of November. That's probably going to be a 12:30 kickoff, a 5:30 kickoff, or it could be moved to a Sunday. Yeah. So you know, if they could, they'll bring a replica of the Europa League to the stadium and be like, yeah, this stadium doesn't know what this looks like. Because if I was them, that's what I'd want to do. But we have to hold that though. We have to hold that. Then we'll finish off November against Chelsea away from home, right after playing Spurs. Tanya, this manager, I'm telling you, he ain't gonna go through all this and still be in a title race at Christmas. He ain't gonna do it. So we start December at home to Brentford. Don't know who their new manager's gonna be. Don't know if there's anything floating around, anything. Don't know. Then we'll go to Villa Park, away to Aston Villa. I'm telling you guys, we won't be in a title race by Christmas. Wolves at home, Saturday the 13th. Then we go to their new stadium, Everton, on the 20th of December. And I don't think we'll win that game. Just putting it out there. Then after Christmas, we play Brighton at home, then Villa at home. So we'll play Villa twice before the year's out. So we'll finish 2025 at home to Aston Villa. Then we start. Oh, see, the new year is always a goofy time for us. Yeah, we're starting it away at Bournemouth. We're starting our fixture away at Bournemouth. Jesus. Nah, being realistic, nothing will happen to him. Just don't see it happening, to be honest. Now, if he doesn't have us in a title race, I think it's going to get to that point where it's like, whoa, what the hell? You know what I mean? So unless he's got us find a cup to try and buy him some time, like we got to the semi-final of the EFL Cup last season, if he can get us there again, and he's not in the title race, but we're there, then he'll be bought time, because it'd be a case of maybe he can get us to the final and maybe he can win us the cup. So we start 2026 away at Bournemouth. Now, we'll have the FA Cup in between this time, by the way. But then we've got Liverpool at home. Then Forest away, Saturday the 17th. Then it's Man United at home. Then Leeds United away to finish January off. Start February at home to Sunderland. Then away to Brentford. Then away to Spurs. So they'll definitely have that Europa League plonked there. Maybe even the Super Cup, by the way. Because let's not forget, Spurs are in the Super Cup. So they might have that plonk there like, oh, look what we've got, mate. You haven't got this. Again, I don't blame them. I hope they do it, to be fair. I hope they bring that Europa League to the Emirates, and I hope they have it plonked there in a tunnel or whatever when we're facing them. Because we need to see the reality of our stagnation. You know what I mean? Because if you weren't so stagnant, then winning that wouldn't bother us too much. But what makes it worse is that we've done nothing for all these years. But being a title race is good enough for a lot of these fans. So after facing Spurs, we've then got Chelsea. Now, I don't think the EFL Cup is going to get played at the end of February anymore because of the league phase of the Champions League and that. So it probably is going to be a mid-March fixture, the EFL Cup final. So if we were to get there, you know, one of these fixtures in March would get moved. So we start March of next year away at Brighton. Then Everton come visit us, and then we go to Wolves. So it could be around about that period where, if this manager is still here to take us to a cup final, you know, it could be played then. Right, but you know, so we actually play Bournemouth twice next year then, because we'll play them at the Emirates on first week of April. So so we've got no April Fool's fixture. So it's all for March the 21st. We don't play in the league all the way until April 11th. Is this some goofy internet? Oh, well, it's World Cup season, in it, so there's probably going to be some friendlies thrown in there. Somewhere. April 18th, we've got Man City away. Then Newcastle at home. Fulham at home. We start May next year at home to Fulham. Then West Ham away. Now, we tend to be okay when it comes to going to West Ham. But yeah, and then it's Burnley at home. Palace away is our last game of 2026 season. So we know what we do know. And this is under the premise that Teta is still going to be here. We know April's his goofy month. Let's not forget we'll have Champions League fixtures in here if we're still in it. So we've got Bournemouth, Man City, and Newcastle. There could be more depending on what happens in the season. But this, when it comes to goofiness, him not playing players, dropping certain players, all that fancy stuff he likes to do. We know that this is the period it's going to get it. This is the period where Teta just what do you call it? Blossoms his goofiness like a peacock. Just shows it off. This is the season, right? This is the period right here. This is the period where he does it. So whoever it is, whoever plays well during this period, this is where they run the risk of them being dropped or whatever. It's this period. That's what he likes to do. But going back to all the way back to here, he ain't gonna have us in the title race by the time we're playing Wolves in December. You know what I mean? I don't think he will. I'm not gonna lie to you. Big up to you, Andy. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's not gonna have us in the title race. I don't think he will. Because him being him, decision making, our stagnation, and yeah, let me get on to what Terry Flew was just talking about. This game changer that he was talking about. This game changer. Let's have a look. Do you believe the conspiracy of putting Arsenal Man United game as the first game of the season for hyping up on TV? No, I don't. I was earlier in this stream, and when I started, I think the conspiracy is bullshit because it's very normal for Arsenal, a Champions League side, to face a mid-table club at the first game of the season. It's very normal. What's not normal is if we had Liverpool in the first game of the season. That ain't normal. Or if we had Man City the first game of the season. Us both being in the Champions League fighting for the league title. You know what I mean? It's very rare, if at all, that happens. You know what I mean? You look at the big fixtures of Chelsea, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, or you look at them fixtures, when they've played each other in the first game of the season, one of them went in the Champions League. One of them was doing nothing in the league. When they're both doing something, they don't play each other first game of the season. They don't. You know what I mean? Please cooking Terry in his live stream as we're speaking. Well, I guess we're both going to have to cook him at the same time. Big up to Southern Gooner. The fall is coming this season. I'm telling you that. And the thing is, we're all going to hear. Yeah, we're going to hear the fall. We're going to hear it when it lands. Going through these fixtures here. Yeah. Going through these here. By this time here, I don't expect this guy. I expect this guy to be under massive pressure if he's not gone by the time we get here. And by the time we get here, if he's still here, this is the period he suicides the season. April, his favorite month. The month of you're not playing this game because I don't know why. You know, like he did Wanyeri. And it was after everything's done, that's when he started playing him again. Did the same thing to Trossard. You know what I mean? Well, let's not forget the season before. Let's not forget what he did. Let's not forget this. Hang on. Still great. Let's not forget that. Remember that? April 2024, Aston Villa at home. Just watch Liverpool get beat at home by Crystal Palace. Then that fixture coming up, he decides, let me play Kai Havertz in midfield. That didn't work. That we all knew didn't work. So I can rush Jesus back up front. Let me do that. Never did that. All these other games you see all the way up there from January 2024 till Brighton in April 2024, he did not play Kai Havertz. He did not start him in midfield. This game was the only game in these fixture lists that he did that, and we just happened to lose that game. Everybody was telling him at the start of that season, Kai Havertz, don't play him up front. Don't play him as a midfielder. Don't work. So, as I said, let me just take that off. As I said, the April is the goof. It's his favorite month. And I called it last year, didn't I? Did you not all see me last year say he was going to do goofiness of April for this year?
I've seen him do it.
And that's under the premise that this guy's still going to be here. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the fall is happening. Why am I doing this? On social media, the streets, as a man knew the loudest. Yeah, the conspiracy, like I said, it's very normal to face a mid-table club first game of the season. It's normal. I mean, it's normal. Like, this only would have surprised me if Man U were up there in the Champions League, fighting for the league. It would have surprised me then, because it's like, well, I don't normally see two big sides both in the same kind of position face each other in the Premier League. Like, for example, I don't know who Liverpool are playing first, but I'm sure they're not playing Man City. Unless I'm wrong, because I haven't looked at anybody's fixtures but ours. You know what I mean? And it will be spectacular. Big up to you. Did I big up you, Warren? I'm sure I did. Even Oleg, Carlos, Mr. bailed on him. Man are bailing. Man are like, fam, I'm out. I'm telling you. The end. I'm just gonna have to call this season the end is near, because if he's not got us in a title race come Christmas with finishing second, 3-peat and all that, and let's just say we're out of the EFL Cup by that point, because I don't think he's going to do any better in the EFL Cup than what he did last season. Fam, unless we're blitzing in the Champions League, what's going to keep him here? Because even the toxic positives, even they are looking at it like, fam. Even some of them are even turning around and saying it has to be the Premier League or the Champions League. An EFL Cup won't cut it, an FA Cup won't cut it. The stakes have risen. So for me, this is why I say the end is near. Because I'm telling you right now, if these fixtures for the next few months, obviously we face Spurs in the Premier League, yeah. If we were to lose to them, yeah, in the league in that run, and let's just say they won the Super Cup, come on now, the end has to be near. Has to be near. And I need to see what the Arsenal terrorists. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna play it because I didn't watch it all this morning. I just saw him share on his community tab about this Arsenal move is a game changer, and I watched a bit of the video, and he's talking about how our stagnation basically is a game changer because nobody else is making a move, and because we're not making a move, nobody else wants to make a move, something like that. So we're going to get into this. First 3 games, the maximum of 49 points, more likely 2 out of 9. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 9 points. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. it really wouldn't surprise me if we started like that. It wouldn't be. In all fairness, I'm just sitting back and just watching it all flow. Maybe we might be in a title race again. Maybe we might win it, or maybe it might be what I think might happen that I hope doesn't happen. Yeah, because I want the best for this football club, and I want us to win. Yeah, and if man like Teta is going to be the guy that does it, so be it. But you all know my stance anyway. You all know that I'll never be Arteta in, and I said his name, so I'm going to have this nice shot of the hot mango drink. Y'all know that the stakes have risen for me. The stakes are shot through the roof. Treble or leave on a high. Leave on a high if you don't win that. But you win something, but you don't win the treble. Stakes have risen. I need compensation for the last 5 years. Sorry. Big up to you, Rod. Arteta's gone by Christmas. Oh my days, that's nice. Gone by Christmas. I'm telling you, I don't see how he's gonna get through this. So, like, the only way. This is the thing. This is what people need to understand. Unless he's gonna blitz like 2023, 2022, 23 season, unless he's gonna blitz and what, lose no more than one game, draw no more than 2 games before Christmas. Unless he's doing that, I'm sorry, because he can't. He's not allowed to do any worse. The period before Christmas of last year, that run that we had, the record that we had, we didn't win 4 games on the spin in the Premier League in that time. Yeah, he can't have any worse than that. This is the thing. He can't have any worse than that. So he essentially needs to have the 2023 season form, unless it's one of them where everybody else is just dropping points around us as well. Yeah, you did bring me earlier with the first comment. Yeah, I was thinking. I thought, I'm sure I did. Damn straight, cup ain't cutting it. Got to win the league. So I mean, people aren't listening to EFL Cups now. I mean, because let's face it, if we lift the EFL Cup, as happy as I will be, 5 years of all this and that, and we had to watch what we had to watch last season for us to this is what I mean. Not one trophy will cut it. You need to win multiple. And if you're gonna win just the one and you're staying, you need to keep following it up, fam. Because Wenger finished second 3 times on the spin in the early 2000s, but he got to 2 cup finals in that time. And then he finished it off with winning a double, nearly retaining a double, but won 1 trophy, and then won another trophy again, and then won another trophy again. He won the trophy for his next 4 seasons. You need to do the same. I see that the development coach, Carl's left to be manager. Yep. He better forget everything he learned here. He'll win a trophy before Super Tets. Watch. Can't even watch Football Terrace anymore. Of recent in my video feed, Terraflu's TV, not TFT, keeps popping up. Yeah, he shared his community tab. I'm gonna get to it now. Same Rod started sussing and I was gone. Right, let me get into this. Let me find because it was this community tab. Let me see if I just type TF. I have to type the whole thing. Honestly. Right, so hold on a minute. This guy, man. This guy. So we got this one. This is the one I wanna react to. But we've also got this one. Hand on the jaw, fam. So let's get into this one. Yeah.
What Arsenal are doing is simply fantastic.
So that's how he starts the video, guys. What Arsenal are doing is simply fantastic. Simply fantastic, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna get into that now. Actually, let me turn this center stage off because it's affecting StreamYard like that. Right, I've turned it off. So let's hear him.
There was so much expectation, so many things written, discussed, and debated during their pursuit of a new sporting director. Would it be a yes man to Mikel Arteta? Would it be an individual that rolls over and has his belly tickled? Would it be a friend, a jobs for boys, no real chance for growth, development, or challenge to exist? These were a lot of the questions from Arsenal fans.
I'm from near who Arsenal are playing on the second game of the season. Yep. Rod's got it. Anyways.
Rivals and the media alike. But the approach so far by Arsenal has been nothing short of brilliant. I love what they're doing.
Just help me to understand
The market for other teams. Now, when I say love it, as a Man United fan, this is frustrating. It's annoying. I want them to hurry up. But if I remove my bias, if I remove my dislike of Arsenal as a rival, what I can see is a team that is operating differently in the market. And if you needed an indication to whether or not Arsenal were changing, to whether or not Arsenal were moving in a new direction, whether or not Berta was going to have his belly tickled and rubbed, like the proverbial cat by Mikel Arteta, the pursuit of Benjamin Šeško and Victor Gyökeres should be a prime example as to how they are acting and behaving differently.
Fam, we've seen this before. I don't know what he's on about, but we've seen this before. Like, how many times, have we seen Arsenal in pursuit of two players of the same position over the years? How many times have we seen it? And how many times did you see us get one of them? And we didn't just get somebody that was like, oh, I don't know who this guy is. I mean, how many times have we been in pursuit of certain players? Yeah. Hold on. Where is it? I hate it when I can't find the clip that I want. But how many times have we seen us in pursuit of players and we don't know who the player is that we end up signing? I mean, we've been looking at him like,
who the fuck is this asshole?
Did we not? I mean, I remember us being interested in Christopher Samba, and we ended up with Koscielny. Didn't know who Koscielny was. Yeah, I knew who Christopher Samba was. We all knew who he was. Didn't know who Koscielny was. That's just an example. I mean, who was the striker we were linked with? Then we ended up signing Lucas Perez. Some fans were looking at him like,
who the fuck is this asshole?
So all this about, oh, Arsenal special for Šeško and Gyökeres shows you in a different class, mate. Fam, it's nothing but smokescreen. But what man like this are doing is they're setting these global Arsenal fans up to get giddy for the start of the season. Because they want to hear, like, for example, if you like the taste of bacon, you really like the taste of bacon, you like the crisp and everything like that, right? And then you see a doctor online talking about how healthy bacon is for you, it's the most healthiest meat that you could ever eat. It improves your eyesight. It does all these things, You don't want to hear nothing else about Bacon being unhealthy or anything like that. You don't want to hear anybody saying, well, my thoughts on Bacon, I don't think it's really that good. You're not interested in clicking on that video. You want to hear the video of somebody keep telling you ice cream's perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about your weight, nothing. Ice cream and chocolates is fine to consume on a regular basis. He's that guy. He's that guy that's like, I'm going to tell you good things about your bad habits so that you feel good about your bad habits. Tell you.
Now, welcome to Terry Flewis TV. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you get yourself subscribing right here. Of course, nothing's happening to the Football Terrace. Nothing's happening to any of that. But there's only so many bits of content I can put out a day there. This channel is going to speak about more than just the Premier League and sort of the traditional top six, which is what the show was, the Terrace was originally set up to do. The original one
yeah, they did, Kurt, and big up to Kurt, but yeah, they did. But Arsenal were doing nothing. Arsenal were in the Champions League doing nothing. You know what I mean? Whereas if Arsenal were fighting for the league at that point with Man City, they wouldn't have faced each other in the first game of the season. You know what I mean? So us facing Man United at the start of the season, we're just facing a mid-table side. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
So make sure you get yourself subscribing here as well. The way they're operating is simple, and I see this all the time. When I say it's simple, if you read the articles, but what I've seen a lot of recently is Arsenal fans and rivals saying, I don't get it. A little bit like Gobbler from Extras with Ricky Gervais. I don't get it. I don't understand what Arsenal are doing. Now, there's also this, we'll come back to that. There's also this polarized nature surrounding Arsenal and their pursuit of strikers. You've got a big group of Arsenal fans and rivals that, like me, see the quality in Šeško, rate him, understand that he's not the finished article yet, but believe he could be a good fit. You have a percentage of Arsenal fans that are backing it because Arteta's backing it, and they'll back whatever he does. On the flip side, the Arsenal fans that don't want Šeško, a percentage of them is because they don't like Arteta, and whatever he decides to do, they will do the opposite. I mean, it could be...
Let's not do that now. Let's not do that.
Just help me to understand.
I've seen him do it.
Let's not do that now. So the percentage of Arsenal fans that don't want Šeško is because they don't like Teta. Let's not do that now. Let's not do that. I mean, he knows as well as everybody else knows. We've been begging for somebody who's a clinical striker. We need a killer up front, mate. We need a serial striker up front. Why are we going for someone who's only scored 13 goals? If Šeško had scored, if he'd have gave out Haaland outputs, I think the majority of the fans would have been like, go get that guy. Let's not do the whole because Teta wants him, none of that stuff. Let's not go that far. You know what I mean? Let's not do that. You know what I mean? I'm talking outputs here. We know what we need, yeah? And Gyökeres fits more what we need. Šeško doesn't. You know what I mean? Šeško doesn't. He doesn't. We don't have time to go for somebody who's learning the ropes. Needs to be shown the ropes. We don't have time for that. But here we are in a transfer window, still waiting to sign a striker.
I'm waiting.
Down with rain. If they see Arteta with an umbrella, they're getting wet. That's how they feel about him. I understand it, but it's the reality of the situation. Then you get a percentage of Gooners who want Victor Gyökeres. They see him as the better option. They see him as the better number 9 to push Arsenal towards winning a league title. And there is debate within this. What's so funny to watch from a social media perspective is watching rivals and Arsenal fans alike trying to second guess what Berta, Arteta and Arsenal are doing. It's brilliant to watch, trying to get ahead of the curve. Oh, I need to pick the right player to back. I need to say Šeško's a better option and Gyökeres is dead in case we get Šeško. Rivals going, oh my God, Do I say Gyökeres is a bad signing? I can't because my club might get him, but I need to make sure I can shit on Arsenal ahead of time because it's fun to do. It's beautiful to watch because the reality is this. Arsenal are working on both deals. That, to me, is as clear as the nose on the end of my face.
Yeah, I'll never forget the whole hype around us getting Ivan Toney. I'll never forget that. How many times on his done deal show was Ivan Toney in an Arsenal shirt? How many times? How many times have we seen done deal Ivan Toney, Arsenal? Anybody would think he's definitely coming. Well,
they are working on both deals. They are briefing different media outlets, different information to create this dichotomy. They are most certainly, along with sort of Leipzig, but they are certainly briefing the German press a very different story. So they're briefing the Portuguese press. The agent and the people in the Gyökeres camp are hearing different stories, different words in comparison to what Šeško's camp are hearing. The similarity is they're both being told they're the number one targets by Arsenal, which is leading for the agent of Gyökeres to tell the world he prefers Arsenal. Šeško, he prefers Arsenal. You've got Fabrizio, who's talking far more about the Gyökeres deal. Ornstein, who has mentioned the Šeško deal, but not uttered a single word about Victor Gyökeres and Arsenal, I think, at all this summer. Or I don't remember seeing anything substantial in the last 3 to 4 weeks. If I'm wrong, tag it in the comment section below. You've got Plattenberg, who is convinced that Šeško will become an Arsenal player. Ben Jacobs, that was similar to that, is now talking about the Gyökeres deal and the possibility of it happening.
But nothing's happening. We're all still waiting.
I'm waiting!
That's us all right now. I mean, well, the clock's ticking. You tell me that there ain't a team out there that might think, you know what? It seems as though they're not doing anything. I mean, let me just go chuck this money. I mean, if you try to date a girl, you're just going to sit there doing nothing. You know what I mean? You're just going to sit in a nightclub. If you want that girl, yeah, you're just going to sit there and just watch. Or could she not get snatched up? All these media tactics for what? Just sign a striker. This is what I'm saying. Tactics. What? A team that's finished second 3 times in a row and we can afford to do tactics in the transfer window? Are you sure? You know what I mean?
The only journalist, along with Ornstein, who talks regularly about Berta's approach to these deals. And why do I think it's brilliant? They're holding up the striker market for everybody else. They've got 2 of the best candidates falling over backwards to play for them. They haven't made their minds up yet. They are doing this partly because they haven't made their minds up yet. Secondly, because they've got the personal.
Man said they're holding up the striker market.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Are we really doing this? Man said we're holding up the striker market doing this. So basically, us being stagnant, everybody else is like, oh, well, but I don't know what Arsenal are going to do, mate. Arsenal might sign him. No, I don't. They might not sign him. They might sign him. No, I don't know if I should go for Gyökeres or not, mate. Come on now, fuck's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Holding up the striker market. Madness.
In place it's slowing everybody else down, which means they get to make their decision in relative peace. They'll also be able to drive the price down because it's going to come to a point where both camps are going to realize, damn, they're working on both these deals. I like both of us. Both clubs, they're going to want the deal. But if they try and push the price too high, there's trouble. You were going to see less teams. You'll see teams linked to Šeško. Man United are linked to Gyökeres. But I think you'll see very little movement towards personal terms, bids going in, because clubs rarely make an official approach to the potential selling club, so the players agree to join them anyway.
So how far do we go with this? Because if we're to believe that Arsenal are holding up the striker market doing this, so they're basically, it's basically like a case of what do you call it? Auction. When you're at an auction, so and so selling so and so for £10,000, right? I might want to buy it, but I'm going to see what everybody else is doing. Oh, he bid 20,000. Okay, now I'll come in. I'll bid 30. So if that's what we're doing, why is it we feel we can afford to make those kind of moves like that? Having just finished second 3 times in the spin, why would we feel like we could afford to do that? If anything, if we're interested in Gyökeres and then so and so makes a bid for him, then it can be a case of, right, we'll throw them all in. You know what I mean? Because if we do all this and get outbidded, you know, what we're going to hear is we didn't get these players because Arsenal didn't want to pay the money, or the player demanded too much wages. And then we did all that for nothing. And then we're going to sign somebody who we don't know who they are.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
It's a rarity for a bid to go in without personal terms being agreed or no problem, as the media would say. Arsenal have got the striker market by the short. They've got them like that. They've got them like that right now. And this is...
Yeah.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Jesus.
Positive news for Arsenal. They need a number 9. They're looking at 2 slightly different types, but both excellent, potent, great ability, would add an amazing difference and contrast to what they already have in the attack. Now, some will say, Terry, you can't call Šeško potent. Look, 25% of his goals that he scored in his career are match-winning goals. I think if you put him in an Arsenal team, far better than any other side he's played for. I think...
Listen, I don't have a problem, yeah? Try and make it clear. I don't have a problem with the fact that Šeško could be a striker at this football club. What I have a problem with is him being the one that we sign off the back of, we've just finished second 3 times in a spin. We don't have time for somebody learning the ropes. He should have been, he's the type of signing you would have signed when we signed Jesus. If we were in that stage, oh, we just got into the Champions League. We just missed out on the Champions League, but we're getting up there, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Not finishing second 3 times in Spain. You don't have time to get somebody that's learning the ropes. You have to get someone proven now. This is the thing. It's mad.
Cream will rise to the top. I'm not going to sit here and play him down because I don't think he's as good as Gyökeres.
Anyways, let's get on to the next one. Let's get on to this next one. So, Arsenal and Man United fixture agenda. Fixture agenda, guys. Fixture agenda.
Ah!
Before I get into it, we signed Dilap. Osman is still there. Notice how a lot of people who used to be on terrace aren't there anymore as well. They must have got bored with terrace Arsenal grifting. To be honest, I haven't watched football content much in recent times because I've been having time off. You know, because need to detox for the season that we had last season. But anyways, the silver lining is the ladies. I'm looking forward to seeing them play again. You know what I mean? And if I'm down at the Emirates anytime this season, it'll be to watch the ladies. I'm being serious, fam. The men's just don't quit. You know what I mean? I'm interested in that Arsenal has 2 stars above their crest. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's get on to this one. So he's talking about the agenda of the fixture. So let's get it.
Opening fixtures are an absolute joke. As I predicted for the past 3 to 4 weeks, it was always going to be Man United or Arsenal set up for failure at the beginning of the season. It was always going to be Manchester United or Arsenal that was put into a position for the media to overly criticize, throw under the bus, make crazy sensationalist predictions after just one game.
Last season, y'all had Fulham at home. So, yeah. And then the season before that, I can't remember. Oh, it was Brentford or something, wasn't it? 2020, no, 2023-24 season, Man United's first game. Who was that? Can't remember who that was now. I think Ten Hag's first season, it was Brentford or someone that they had. But yeah, if they gave you Liverpool or some shit at the first game, you know, and then they gave you Man City the first game afterwards, you know what I mean? You'd be onto something.
What they normally do is the Friday night game against a decent opponent, home or away.
Yeah, but again, y'all are a mid-table club. That's what y'all are. You lot facing a Champions League side in Arsenal, like for us, that's like facing Stoke on the first game of the season. You know what I mean? Y'all are playing second round of EFL Cups this season, fam. Like, y'all aren't that anymore. You know what I mean? We can't be special privileges just because you're Manchester United, fam. You know what I mean? If you want to be like Stoke, finish like Stoke, you get treated like Stoke. You know what I mean?
The team who's just been promoted that could cause a shock. They stick you away. We saw Arsenal Brentford a few years ago. They did United Fulham last season, with United obviously being sketchy with all the problems we had. And it's the opening game, the most famous game. But invariably in the last few years, Arsenal and Man United respectively have got through that game. So what have the Premier League done this time? What have the Premier League concocted? Let's make Man United and Arsenal play each other on the in game of the season.
Yes, because you're a mid-table club now. This is, like I said, this is no different from us facing Crystal Palace, Wolves, you know, them kind of clubs. This is no different now. Y'all finished 15th. Y'all are in that bracket. You're a bottom half side club now. You know what I mean? Like it's to me, Arsenal versus Man U first game of the season, to me, it doesn't feel abnormal because of what you man are now. What would be abnormal, like I said earlier, if Man United were in Man City's or Liverpool's position right now, then I'd say, yeah, that's a bit goofy. Because you don't see it like that. You know what I mean? If you're gonna see it, it's because one of the teams is shit. You know what I mean? Look at all those seasons under Wenger. We're finishing in the Champions League. I don't recall us playing Man United in the first game of the season, a side that was winning the league and everything like that. I don't recall us playing Chelsea in the first game of the season and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was when we weren't in the Champions League anymore. We started noticing, oh, we got Unai's first season. Oh, we got Man City. You know what I mean? When we weren't doing anything. I mean, this fam, you need to let this conspiracy go, fam. Because it just ain't it. Y'all are a mid-table side. Respect who you man are.
Now listen, I'm crying foul. For once, I'm crying conspiracy. Has randomly generated that fixture.
Hold on.
I don't believe that. Crying foul. For once, I'm crying conspiracy. I don't believe that the computer has randomly generated that fixture. I don't believe it in a month of Sundays. I can't. I won't. I don't believe it. I cannot fathom. I cannot believe. I cannot be convinced that this was a random act by a computer.
So we're led to believe then that Arsenal Man United should just never be the first game of the season then. Never at all. Never. So even if Man United were to get relegated and come back up, it should never, just because it's Arsenal versus Man United, it should never be the first game of the season. You know what I mean? It should just never be. Fam, you're not even mid-table, you're bottom half side of the club, of a Premier League side. You know what I mean? Yes, you're a big club and everything like that, but in terms of what you are right now, what you've shown us you are, you've shown us you're not much different than Wolves, Everton. I remember when we faced Everton at Goodison Park, first game of 2008-9 season, and we or 9-10, no 8-9, one of them two. I think it was 9-10 actually, and we smoked them 6-1. I mean, like we knew where Everton knew where they were. We knew where they were. You man need to understand where you lot are. 15th in the table. Round 2 of the EFL Cup. You know what I mean? But man's out here talking about conspiracies.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right.
I just don't believe it. Nobody has got an opening run of games where the first 5 or 6, there's no challenging fixtures. Nobody has got that. However, for Man United and Arsenal to have to play each other in the first game, I think personally is a fix. I think is an absolute, unadulterated guarantee of a fix.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace.
A fix. So the fix is to make Man United look bad then? Or make Man United or Arsenal look bad? I say hold that.
Guaranteed to get what they want.
That's what I say.
One of the teams or both are going to be heavily ridiculed. They know that we're both in for one of the same strikers in Gyökeres. Well, let's see what happens. Do Arsenal choose Gyökeres? Does he score against United on the opening day? Do they choose Šeško and Šeško scores on the opening day? Do Arsenal go with Šeško and United get Gyökeres and then Gyökeres dunks on Arsenal and it creates a narrative?
Stop the
Do
cap.
they get Gyökeres and Šeško goes to Man United? Who is...
Now, this is a reach. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is a reach.
Stop it. Get some help.
So man's using the whole transfer saga as fuel as to why this might be a fix. You just couldn't make this up. Honestly, you couldn't you couldn't make this up. You know what I mean? Like honestly, you couldn't
Just help me to understand.
to Manchester United, he scores and wins against Arsenal, creates a narrative. There is so many subplots to this. It's nearly always Man United and Arsenal that open the season. They're always doing it in the hope that it goes wrong for us, United or Arsenal. I know a lot of you viewing are Arsenal fans. This stinks to high heaven, 110%. And as a United fan, when I look at all the opening fixtures, I'm sitting here looking at this now and I think Arsenal at home, Fulham away, Burnley at home is a game that we should be winning. And then it's away to Man City and at home to Chelsea. Very difficult games. And at the end of the day, you've got to play all these teams at some point. Couldn't be a more difficult start. But the Arsenal game right at the beginning, I think, is horrendous. Arsenal's isn't much better, by the way. They play.
So I wonder if did he have that? Did he feel the same way in 2011-2012 season when we started off the season away at Newcastle, then we played Liverpool at home, and then it was Man United away, and I think was it after that it was or was it Blackburn then Man United or something like that? You know, we didn't win our first 3 or 4 games, and we got smoked 8-2 by Man United. You know what I mean?
Away, Leeds at home, Liverpool away, Forest at home, and then City at home. Then they're away to Newcastle. The opening 6 matches, every single one of them for Arsenal, you could argue barring Leeds at home, is a very difficult game indeed when you look at last season's performances. So both Man United and Arsenal have been given very, very difficult beginnings to the Premier League season.
Right. So let's just stick. Let's stay with that then. So yeah, we've been given difficult starts, but then should we get through them, the other fixtures start looking easier, don't they? So you could flip this and say maybe it's a handicap season. Maybe if we give you the hard starts, get them out of the way, you don't have to worry about them until they're spread out a little bit more later on. You know what I mean? Why couldn't it be looked at that way? You know what I mean? Why was it only looked at that, oh, well, the media trying to get at Arsenal and Man United with these fixtures? Because we all have to play each other twice. You know what I mean? Think about it this way. If the first 6 fixtures was Liverpool, Man United, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, let's say Tottenham and Man United. If those were the first 6 fixtures that we had, we know they're out of the way for a good while. Especially if you get through them, we know they're out of the way for a good while. Because now they're going to be a bit more spread out. Anyways.
Look at City, and you think they've got Wolves, then they play Spurs, then they play Brighton, then they play Man United at home, and then in fairness, they have Arsenal away, then they play Burnley. So they're getting 4 mid-table teams, or 5 if you include Manchester United in that, but 4 mid-table teams and Arsenal in their own.
No, include Man U in that. That's what you lot are. You know what I mean? That's what you lot are. You finished 15th last season. You know what I mean? You know what you are. You know what I mean? And now you're trying to cry about these fixtures as if you're that same side that you were under Fergie. No, fam, you don't work like that. You don't see Bournemouth fans. You don't see Crystal Palace fans. You don't see Brighton, Wolves, Everton, all these teams crying about playing certain teams at the start of the season because they know what the deal is. Yeah? These fans that support these smaller clubs, they know what they are. They understand, well, we're going to play each other twice anyways. Yes, it might not be the best of starts, but we have to play them. Now that it's Man United versus Arsenal, now you've got Man United fans crying. In fact, no. Sorry, again, crying.
Crying to me, and I'm not having it.
Because, it's a hard fixture at the start of the season. How do you think these teams feel that get relegated every season? When you look at the starts they had. You know what I mean? Why should y'all be any different? Your bottom half, your bottom feeder side club talking about, it's hard fixtures at the start of the season. Oh, well. What? Just because you're a big club, you should get easy starts? Don't work like that, fam. Don't work like that.
Just help me to understand.
Yeah, no, in fact, yeah, not even mid-table. I mean, sort of mid-table clubs, to be fair. But how can you be out here talking about fix? You know what I mean? I wonder what Sunderland's start to the season is. I wonder what their start is. Because which team was it that played pretty much all the top 6 side in their first 6 games, pretty much? There was a team, I don't know if it was a team that came up and went straight down, but there was a team that had like most of the top 6 in their first 6 fixtures. Happens. But when it's you lot now, you're crying foul. Man's crying fix. Jesus, you could not make this up.
Games. And then when we look at Liverpool's fixtures, let's just take a look at these for a moment.
Why are you comparing you lot to Liverpool, Man City? Why are y'all comparing yourselves to clubs that are in the Champions League that are going to be playing from round 3 of the EFL Cup, fam? You should be comparing yours to those around you. We're not playing round 2 of the EFL Cup. We're not going in that early, my G. Never mind. Let me look at Liverpool's fixtures. Let me look at their fixtures. Oh, well, they've got easier fixtures than us. Fam, you are not that club anymore. That's like Sunderland saying, oh, but Chelsea have got easier fixtures than us, mate. And? How are you sat there looking at fixtures of clubs way higher than you? Fam, now in fact, I'm gonna need to get the table up. Oh, I've already got Safari open actually. Let me 2025 Premier League table. Right, let's have a look at. Let me just look at this table. Let me in fact, what I'll do, let me stop sharing that, and I'll share this tab here. Not entire screen. Fuck it. Oh yeah. So you guys can see that there, yeah? This is where Man United finished last season. Yeah. So these men have to worry about, well, Spurs are in the Champions League because they beat you lot to the Europa League final, you gimps. But Wolves, West Ham, Everton, Palace, even though they won the FA Cup and they're in the Europa League, and then Fulham, you need to be worrying about them. And then the ones that came up, fam. Talking about, but Liverpool got easier fixtures than us, mate. Well, Chelsea got easier fixtures than us. So Wolves and West Ham and Everton and them, they should be complaining as well, talking about, well, Arsenal got these fixtures and we didn't. They should be talking about, well, Newcastle got these fixtures and we didn't. You see how now can you understand how dumb it sounds for a Man United fan to be complaining now? Can you understand how dumb it is now? They're basically saying, well, so and so got easier fixtures than us, basically. Like, because that's what he's going to do. I don't know what Liverpool's fixtures are. I don't know what their fixtures are, to be honest. But he's going through Liverpool's fixtures. He's about to go through it. So let's go back a little bit.
In 4 mid-table teams, or 5 if you include Manchester United in that, but 4 mid-table teams and Arsenal in their opening games. And then when we look at Liverpool's fixtures, let's just take a look at these for a moment, who are also going to be in the title race. This is a little harder, but again, they play Arsenal and Newcastle in their first 3 games. So that is difficult. But the opening game at home against Bournemouth, they always beat Bournemouth. They always beat them at home. The 3 games after that, Burnley, Everton, Crystal Palace. So again, of their opening 6 games for Liverpool, they're playing 4 teams that are mid-table to relegation candidates.
Right. Okay. Okay. So now let's look at the likes of Sunderland's, Leeds United, Burnley's. Let's look at their fixtures. And maybe they can have the same legitimate complaint that you have. That, oh, well, these fixtures are hard and it's not as hard as... Well, Chelsea have got harder fixtures at their start. They've got easy fixtures at the start of their season, mate. Why did they get the easy ones? You are not who you think you are anymore, fam. You are with the rest of the pack, fam. Let's look at what's Wolves' season saying. Let's have a look. So Wolves, hold on a minute. Wolves start with Bournemouth, Newcastle, Tottenham, Sunderland, Fulham. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Bournemouth, Everton. Oh, shit, hold on. No, it's Man City, Bournemouth, Everton, Newcastle, Leeds, and then Tottenham. So can they cry as well and say, oh, our fixtures are quite hard, mate? You know what I mean? Oh, let's look. What about Everton? Oh, yeah. Everton have got Leeds United, Brighton, Wolves, Villa, Liverpool, West Ham, the start of their season. I mean, like, what are we doing out here? Liverpool just won the title. Of course, they will find their fixtures easier because they are currently a much better team. Telling you, what was Man United stats back in the day when they were winning league titles? You know what I mean? There was no complaints, man. Nice branding, TFT, the fuck about Terrace, Terry Flowers TV. Fam, this channel might have to be the channel that I keep tabs on for reactions. You know what I mean?
I know there's a Merseyside derby in there, but again, they're playing that at home. They always win it.
And I remember back in the day as well, every time Man United in the Champions League, they always had their second leg of the Champions League at Old Trafford, all pretty much most of the time. That was an advantage. You know what I mean? Like, Man United back in the day, what hard fixtures did they have at the start of their season? They always had the starts where they had some mid-table clubs in there. So everything that's going on is completely normal. It's just that Man United fans will highlight it now because their club is suffering from it. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to take Arsenal with him. Yeah? That's what he's trying to do. Because he's looked at Arsenal's fixtures, of course, with obviously Man United playing Arsenal first. Yeah? And he's looking at it from a point of, well, they're doing it to you as well. It's a perfect grift. Fam, yeah, you're on your own, fam. You know what I mean? You're on your own. I mean, it ain't no conspiracy. You're below your bottom half side of the table, Premier League side, and you're getting treated accordingly. Next, they'll cry that, oh, we're playing round 2 at EFL Cup, mate. Why are we playing so early? You might as well start saying that at this point. Literally, you might as well start saying that.
They always win it. So 4 relegation to mid-table teams in their opening 6 games. It might be random. You may believe it's random. You may think it's serious. You may think I'm going too far. But for me, the Premier League has 110% done this. Not just to screw Arsenal's title charge from the beginning, not only to try and create a difficult start so they can run a media agenda towards getting Ruben Amorim sacked. That'll be part of their thinking. They're thinking about the narratives, the subplots. They're obviously talking to the broadcasters, the TNT Sports and mainly Sky. Get your narratives ready. Get your stories ready if they lose these games. Getting the journalists already, sourcing information to go, this is what we can write if it goes wrong. The narrative is already being created. They're doing it.
Or it could be a narrative of, oh, well, we'll give you these fixtures, Arsenal, so that we can get them out of the way. So you don't have to worry about playing Man City in November, December. You don't have to worry about playing Man United in October. You don't have to worry about playing Liverpool back end of November, beginning of December. Maybe that's the conspiracy as well. You know what I mean?
It, as I say, to try and damage their starts of the season so they can run these big narratives. The opening games plus the opening weekend against each other, I'm going to say it as it is. As far as I can see, this stinks to high heaven.
Anyways, I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to play his entire video, you see. But Jesus. You look at it and you think, what did we watch here? You know what I mean? It's like,
You shut up!
anyways, I don't expect Super Tets to be here, yeah, come 2026. Because I don't expect him to have us in the title race. But you never know. He might get through this. Yeah? But what we do know is the month of April is a goofy month. So, yeah. Make of that what you will. But he's done it every April now. Pretty much. Yeah, I can note down mentally that he's done. Where do I see us finishing next season? I don't think we'll finish second again. I think we'll finish third at the highest. And at the lowest, I think we'll finish fifth at the lowest next season. I think Newcastle will finish second. I think they'll be in a title race, and they'll won't win it, kind of thing. Good job, but you were nearly there, didn't make it. You know what I mean? And maybe Liverpool might retain the league. That's what. Either Liverpool or City will finish third. If they don't win the league, one of them will finish third, I think. That's probably what I'm going with. Or it could be a new breed winning the league, or it could be Chelsea might just come back in and be like, yeah, we fancy winning it. But all I know is that anybody's a threat to me in this title race. Anybody. That's how I see it. They're all threats. If Leeds United fancy trying to win the Premier League, right, and we're the only team other than them that's up for it, we're fucked with this manager. Because I'm sorry, Liverpool coming in and winning the league like that that's where the line was drawn. That told me anybody can come in and win it. But we'll have to see what happens going forward. But that's the fixtures anyway. We're starting off the season with our first game of the season being at Old Trafford. United fans crying about it can hold that. You know, get over yourselves. You're bottom half of the table side. It's completely normal to be facing a Champions League side in the first game of the season. Don't matter who you are. Any Arsenal fans that are trying to cry about it, hold that as well. You know, you best pray that your manager gets us through this. You know what I mean? And yeah, anyways, like the stream, share, comment, subscribe to the channel for all the socials. The link is in the description below. I'll be back. Maybe I might do a stream tomorrow on the FC25. In terms of doing a stream back on here, we'll have to see what comes up. know what I mean? But man like Terry Fools, I might have to start doing some digging and doing some reactions to him. You know what I mean? Because yeah, man, he was going out of pocket. In all fairness, with his takes, it's like, fam, you need to relax now. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Peace, and big up to all yous that came in. Big up to all yous that came in, as always. See you guys next one.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
come and find me. I'm in the car park now.
Because I'm a black belt in karate.
Stop the cap.
Come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.